Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial series where we'll explore embeddings using Supabase, React.js, and OpenAI. Before we dive in, let me quickly show you what we are going to build. We are creating a React.js application where we can store a text file, save it to Supabase, and retrieve embeddings when searching for a specific topic. We'll also generate embeddings on the fly, store them in a database, and retrieve them later using vector search. Now that we know what's ahead, let's get started with the setup. First, head over to supabase.com and log in. If you don't have an account, sign up, it's free. Once you're in, we can create a new project. Click on New Project and give it a name. For the database password, choose something secure, but remember it. You will need this later. Then click on Create New Project. This may take a few minutes while Supabase sets up your database in the background. Now let's enable vector search. Inside Supabase panel, go to Database, Extensions, and search for vector. Once you find it, click on Enable it. Now let's create a table to store our text and embeddings. So go to Database SQL Editor, click on New Query, and paste this SQL command. We'll call our table knowledge base. This is a very simple table which has ID, content and embeddings. Click on Run and you see a success, no rows returned. That means that our table is being created. You can see this here. Knowledge base table has ID, content, and embeddings, where embeddings are stored. We have already created our table, and now we need to create a function that allows us to search for text entries. You can find that function here on this website. Now go to SQL Editor in Supabase and run this command. So what does this command actually do? Imagine you have a huge list of text entries and you want to find the ones that are most related to your search. Instead of searching for exact words like a normal database query would, this function looks for similar meanings by comparing the embeddings. So this function finds the most relevant text based on meaning and not exact words. It uses mathematical similarity to rank results from the most to least relevant. Now we have our database fully set up in Supabase, ready to store and retrieve embeddings. Before we jump into coding in React.js, there is one more step that we need to do, and that is set up our OpenAI API key. Why? Because OpenAI provides the embeddings that will store in Supabase. Without this key, we will not be able to generate embeddings for our text. To get your API key, head over to OpenAI platform, go to Settings, API Keys, and create a new key. Copy and save it somewhere safe, like a text file, because you will not be able to see it again once you leave the page. I have already created my API secret key and storing it to incorporate it into my React project. Now that we have our Supabase set up, our table created, the semantic search function running, and our OpenAI API key ready, it's time for the final step in this video, and that is integrating these keys into our React.js project. I hope you have created or set up your React.js application. If not, no worries, you can quickly create one using the commands you see on the screen. In the next video, we will write the code to store and retrieve embeddings, but before that, we need to do one essential step: store our Supabase and OpenAI API keys so your project can communicate with these services. In a real-world application, API keys should always be stored on the backend to keep them secure. Exposing them on the front end can lead to security risks, as anyone could access them. But for demonstration purposes, we will store them temporarily in our React project's environment file .env.local. Inside your React.js project folder, create a new file called .env.local. This is where we will store our Supabase and OpenAI API keys. Replace your Supabase URL, your Supabase NN key, and OpenAPI key with your actual credentials. Make sure you will have React _app _ in front of your Supabase URL, Supabase NN key, and OpenAPI key. Now, to access these keys in our React project, we will use process.env. This will allow us to securely reference them in our code. Just a quick tip: after adding these variables, you need to restart your React development server for the changes to take effect. That's it. Now our React.js project is set up to connect with Supabase and OpenAI, and we are ready to start working with embeddings. In the next video, we'll write the actual code to generate, store, and retrieve embeddings. So that's it for now. Until next time.